Um, Another late night cup shop session. I will tell you a lot of things in this one. A lot of things. It's like destroying the world of so many people. Let's start with this Osho cult basically. So like tell me first, what kind of yogi was Osho? Was he Kriya yogi? Was he Gyan yogi? Or was he complete everything, knowing, doing? If he was everything, then why was he failed? Why he couldn't even establish like one successful path or produce one enlightened disciple? Why would he start calling himself Bhagwan? That most of the basically most enlightened beings, their names, they come from their life. Like Neem Karoli Baba. So he did something in that village. So now he calling Neem Karoli Baba. But Osho is like, no, from today my name is Osho. You call me Osho. It's not like people are giving him name. He is giving himself name. Sometimes he starts calling himself Bhagwan. Sometimes he starts calling himself Osho. He is much more attractive because he is much more attractive to the egoist people who want to kind of whitewash their ego in the name of spirituality. Like he didn't do anything for the society, no, nothing. Like most of the enlightened beings, you will see, like they will open ashrams, they will do a lot of social service. Like Sadhguru, like he's running for Save Soil, he's doing like protect this river, like do this, like we need to do something for girl education, we need to do something for this. What did he do? Tell me. What did you do? Nothing. He just lived his life like anything and he just went by. So basically, no understanding of dharma, no understanding of your duty in the world. So most of the people who he attracts are like that only, who just want to cover their ego in the guise of spirituality. Like his method of whatever he was using, like this open sex sessions and everything, it's anti-spiritual method. The basic core is wrong. You cannot complete a desire by actually doing it again, and that also in the name of spirituality. So that's where it kind of gets stuck. So if you, let's say, if you complete your desire of sex but you complete it in a samsaric way. Samsaric way means that you are really doing it, you are accepting that you are doing it. When you are doing it in spirituality, in a way you are, you know, trying to make it righteous in some sense. So then it can never get fulfilled. The other path is like when in tantric form, then it has to be very dispassionate. Then it has to be someone who is not attached to it. Then that person can guide you like step by step. But that was not the case now. It was like most of these techniques are flawed basically. It can never work. That's why it didn't work in the history. Like he will talk about all of this stuff by because of bookish knowledge, but who was his guru? Like who taught him all of this, Kriya Yoga and all of this that he used to Shakti Path and whatever. Like he will just do everything he wants to do, like without understanding like how it works. Like at most you can use him for like the book knowledge because he had read a lot of books. That's it. Like the acharyas or like what most of the like brahmins are doing, like the book knowledge. The experience wise, there was no experience, like there was no understanding also. So that was one point, first one. Okay, and it's very clear. You, I met one of this guy. I was in Bhiwani. There was this some yoga center there. I went to stay there. Then I met this one of the Osho guy, and he was like, yes, yes. Also, Osho says that don't listen to anybody. Then I was like, why are you listening to him? Does he say anybody includes him also? Because if anybody doesn't include him, which is what Krishnamurti said, like don't listen to anybody, don't that includes me also. Like don't make me another guru. Like I'm trying to tell you, like don't accept any authority. That includes my authority also. But in his case, it was not like this. It was like saying, don't accept any other authority other than my authority. That is ego driven, no? Guys should see his content about his interaction with Krishnamurti. It's a very good one. Like his ego came out in full power. Like Mahadev Bhole, Shambhu Mahadev Bhole, Mahadev Bhole, Shambhu Mahadev Bhole. There's a lot of content I put in stories about the wrong heroes. Like how people have like made Ravana the hero, like the villain they have made hero. In the West, how they have made like Lucifer, the demon god hero. Because that's even in gurus and everyone, that's what attracts people. Ego. So similarly, even in characters, those characters seem more familiar to the people in these times. Because they feel like they are also living that same way. So they are like, okay, I associate with this character. Like look at the state law, like the base is completely gone. No, even in like IIT, most of my friends used to cheat. Most of them. Those people can never talk about anything like any spirituality, any real spirituality, because your character is not in the right place. And all of this is considered normal in our society, like lying, cheating, manipulating, being clever in life, you know. Now only I'm understanding like this is how all of you guys are like. Because earlier I was thinking like everyone is like me. Like you just do stuff, you just follow your dharma and you just go straight. Now I'm seeing like oh all of you are like much more shittier than I thought you would be. Spirituality is about dissolving of the ego, dissolving of the self. It's not about building it. It's just saying I am. That's it. No adjective after that. I am. That's it. most of the ego-driven cults only prospered in this last 1,000 years in the name of spirituality. Leave some good ones like ISKCON, Prabhupada, and Sankaracharya. He's like setting up of everything, the system. But even that system is corrupt now. All of these Sankaracharya are bullshit only. See, you don't talk about all of this bullshit astrology and everything in front of God. If Ram Mandir is getting inaugurated, you just go there and bow down your head. By saying that, oh, this is not technical, you are disrespecting the God only. Who are you? Who gave you all of this stuff? Do you know what you are? Like, or just saying like, okay, oh, we are the main priest, we have to do the puja, otherwise how can we do? All of this is ego only, no? In front of God, if you are showing ego, that means you are somehow considering yourself better than God. For Muslims also, I have like heard, like I have arrived at a solution. See, first of all, they have to leave Islam. Then they have to convert their names. You cannot be Muhammad bin Salman by including Muhammad in your name, and then you say, oh, you are a righteous person. And if you think this is too big, then it is stupid, because at some point of time, all of them actually got converted also, right? So why can't they convert back? At some point of time, they had other previous name, but they have started naming their people in these names. Muhammad, Ali, all of these surnames and this lineage. So if you have like demons in your names, you follow spiritual practices, you follow righteous behavior, and you change your names. That's it. If the names can be changed one time, then they can be changed back also. What's the big deal about it? Someone did it, no, in the past, like, so why can't we do it again? Eventually, all of this stuff actually has to happen in proper manner, like Sanskrit and everything, because the naming of an individual is dependent on proper, like the system, like in which zodiac sign he is born, like what should be the starting letters of his name, and all of that. There's a science to it. How do you name someone? Ideally, that should be the course if you really want to implement like a proper dharmic, scientific, spiritual base, and that has to happen eventually for everyone. Like we will create a system. I mean, the system is already there. We will just make it slightly practical to implement in these times. And then all of the names should be changed according to that only. Urdu as a romantic language. तो भाई तो like what kind of delusion you guys are living, man? Like how stupid can you be? Like all of this is conditioning only. The only language that really has the right to exist is Sanskrit only, because it is a scientific language. It is not just a language created arbitrarily. It is based on your proper like energy frequencies and everything. All of this is even the name of the language, if you see. Sanskrit. Samskriti. Sam is equanimous, like Krit is like creation. Kri. That dhatu, it means like action basically. Kri only like karm, kam. Like kam is Hindi, but like karm and all of these words come from. Karta. All of these are like same, like from Kri only. Kriya. So, as I told you, like samsar. Samsar means like same meaning. We are living in one world only when it is one world, right? Only when everyone agrees that it is the same world we are living in. If everyone is living in their own opinion or everyone is living in their own projection of the world, that is not the then we are not living in the same world. Then it is not samsar. So all of this is not just like some arbitrary stuff, no? Like how they have even composed the letters with individual sounds have a meaning, and then when the sounds combine, the meaning is also combined. It's proper mathematical. Like I will give you soon, like the entire mathematics of Sanskrit, like the entire mathematics of Sanskrit, the entire mathematics of even like the Samkhya philosophy, and teach you like in different ways in terms of forms, yantras, everything will happen soon. It will happen. But there is no excuse, literally. There is no excuse for untruth to survive, even after I have told you exactly how it is. Like there should be no excuse for you to take any wrong step from here. I'm making a series, the ultimate math series, Shiva series, which will be about like explaining the entire creation of the universe in terms of number series. It's interesting way. But it is there. Where will you run, bro? Where will you run with your lies and deception? All of these people, they never believed, no, like God can come and the God can actually come. कौन है ये पोला ग्रेवाल? भाग बेंचोद। कौन है बे तू? साला भाई चूतिया भाई बनता है भाई। इनको अब सब भाई मूवी याद आ रहा है। सब पापी हैं साले ये इसकी तो पूरी फैमिली पापी है। ये तो इसका भाई तो मेरी नानी के चिपट गया था यार, मतलब सोचो 70 साल की बुढ़िया से उसका लस्ट कंट्रोल नहीं हुआ, जो कि नानी है मतलब, और उसको चिपट गया भाई वो। है ऐसी फैमिली से बिलोंग करता है वो, ये सब चीजें तो आम बात होती है मतलब वहां पे। ये पूरा ये जाट बेल्ट ही ऐसे हरियाणा की। ये चाचा की छोटी वो लड़की के साथ चिपट गया था लाइक भाई क्या चल रहा है भाई ये। ये बता रहा ना, कैरेक्टर तो खत्म है ना, मतलब समाज के अंदर कुछ बचा ही नहीं है वैसे तो, इसीलिए तो मारेंगे ना सबको। कुछ फायदा ही नहीं है, मतलब जब इंसान ही नहीं बचे हो तुम, तो तुमको मार के जिस जानवर की प्रवृत्ति तुम में है उसी जानवर योनि में भेज देंगे ना, मतलब हिसाब किताब बराबर हो जाए। जानवरों में कोई जज नहीं करता ना ये सब चीज़ों पे। जानवरों में खुली वो कंपटीशन के हिसाब से करते हैं वो लोग फिर, कि हाँ भाई आई एम द अल्फा लायन, आई हैव द राइट टू हैव सेक्स विद ऑल द फीमेल्स। तुम करो ना फिर फाइट, तुम कैसे ही कर रहा है तो, किसी चीज पे भी चिपट रहा है, सिविलाइजेशन में रहना ही नहीं है तो। बहुत लोगों को मरेंगे भाई अभी, लाइक लिटरली, लाइक you will see like the entire earth will be red with blood. This I have like manifested long time back, like, or seen the vision of it, like because it is like finally earth only which is suffering. Like crying, like what are these ants on me who are doing all this bullshit? And I'm like, okay, wait, ma, I will do it. That time only I decided, like, see all of these bullshit people, like, how come they even think that they have some relation with me? Like, shameless, no, completely shameless, like, no shame. And most of the people are like this. Crazy, man. Basically, the evil is so empowered that they think that everything goes. They can do whatever they want. Like, I am doing these videos and this series for 3.5 years. What were you doing? Were you supporting me at that time? Were you saying, like, oh, why you are doing right thing? No, no, no. All of them were like seeing their odds. Actually, like suppressing me, telling me, oh, you have gone mad, you have lost your balance. Oh my God, you are meditating. Some guru has like tell something to you. All of this bullshit. This is the common mentality, no? People go by fashion, which side the wind is blowing. They think that if we change at that time it will work. No, it doesn't work, because I see all of your karma, like all of your karma sheet. So it's like, okay, till now what you have done, okay, this much positive, this much negative, इतने पाप किए इतने पुण्य किया है, नेट हिसाब कितना हुआ, अच्छा नेगेटिव है, ठीक है, नीचे वाले लोग को भेज दो भाई कुत्ता बना दो उनको नीचे और हेल्दी तो और नीचे भेज दो, नरक वगैरह में इसको थोड़ा पनिशमेंट वनिशमेंट दी जाए थोड़ा। दूसरे का आएगा कि हाँ चलो ये पुण्य वाला है, कितना पुण्य किया है, देवलोक में जाने के लिए एनफ किया है कि नहीं किया है, चलो ठीक है ऊपर डाल दो इसको। Like, what do they think? Like, do you think like I don't remember? Like, I don't understand why they are doing it now. Like, how come all of these friends are suddenly becoming friends? When I was like fighting alone and doing everything, that time nobody cared. But suddenly, like everyone is like realizing, like, oh, this guy was right. Oh, obviously I was right. 3.5 years back, I told you, like I'm going to destroy this world. You think I was joking or something, huh? I have given the entire blueprint at that time, like how it is going to happen. That we will crash the US economy, the dollarization, de-dollarization is the main step. In US, if the economy collapses, everything collapses because money is their only power. Their entire materialism, capitalism, individualism works only because of money. The entire classification also I told. Like, it is Canada, USA, all of this eliminated. Done. That time also all I told you. Like, all of this gone. It is like cleared, cleaned. Europe we will save some, but not this Europe basically. That might mean like eliminating all people and then maybe settle some new people there who actually take the spiritual practices of their old times back again. The real spiritual practices, the real knowledge. But this Europe, basically, the karma sheet of them is like too negative. So they cannot pass, even if they want to. Like, what kind of punya they have they done in the world? Tell me. If you ask European people, what kind of stuff which is considered punya or righteous act, which will elevate your consciousness you have done? Nothing. All negative stuff only you have done in the history. So your karma sheet is full of holes, no? Africa, we will rebuild. Like Africa, we will create. Basically, Africa, we will create a very, you can say, integrated spiritual system. Because this is like the oldest lineage of humanity, and it will be like a center in a sense of everything spiritual, because that place also provides such opportunity. The Bharat, obviously it will happen, like Bharat will remain the core place, but in Bharat you don't need to do it because Kashi is already there. Like, it's the proper city of Mahadev is already here. So Islam at that time also, like Islam is done, like remove remove from the consciousness. Because all of it is dragging the entire human consciousness down. So remove everything that is driving the entire, if you say, collective human consciousness down. The people don't understand, no? They when they say that we are one family, we are literally one family, like literally. Because if you trace the lineage, then it will go back like, okay, like if you trace your lineage only, like right now you are five families, okay, the five families came from two parents, right? Basically one family, then five family came. So then that one family of your parents might have the same structure. They must have come from one family, right? If you keep tracking back, so initially there must be like some first male and first female, right? Like use your mind also sometimes, no? Like my sister literally used to treat me like a mad person for saying that I am Krishna. She'll be like, "भाई इसको ये तो पागल हो गया है, ये अब अपने आप को कृष्णा बता रहा है, अभी अपने आप को ये बता रहा है." हाँ, भाई सही है भाई, सही है. Because they thought at that time, no, the ego was so much that you think you know everything and you can do whatever you want. That we will settle everyone's score, no? For because for me now it's just like karma score. No mother, father, sister, what? You're a soul. Give me what you show me what you have done in all these births and everything. How have your soul like gone from birth to birth, and what is the net karma total? Is this positive or is it negative? Positive will upgrade you. Negative will degrade you. Done. Simple mathematics, right? Like nothing big deal about it. So you look at it like this only, no? Like the entire humanity is holding a consciousness of what consciousness? Like the apple tree or the apple fruit holds the code of being an apple or the consciousness of the apple form. So the entire humanity is holding the consciousness of being human, right? So if the consciousness of being human, if a large part of humanity is actually going down in consciousness, they are behaving like animals, then they should be born as animals, right? This makes sense, right? I'm completely justified. Then you will be like, God is like biased, God does this. Like, I do mathematics only, like pure mathematics. See, that's what people don't understand. No, they're like, why God creates suffering? Bro, if your karma total is negative, then what will I do with you? Like, you have not done anything positive in your life. So obviously, in your next birth, you have to face a lot of hardships. And if you still complain and not kind of take it as like your story and not like take responsibility of it, like most of these villain character do, like Karna. So like, why was I was born? Like, why my mother left me? Why am I Sut Putra? Like, bro, like, why the, shut the fuck up making excuses about your life. Obviously, it means in this birth, if you are getting all of this, it means it is your karma. It means in past birth you must have done something like that to deserve this. So just shut the fuck up and leave it. It's all calculation based, no? This is scientific based. Like it doesn't happen just like that. The someone is born in a particular place and engaged in a particular way. All of it is based on a sequential, like karmic principle of causality, which makes you take new birth again and again. And this principle is not new. Like this principle is in every old civilization. See, that's the difference between the hero character and the villain character, no? The villain character victimize themselves. They try to gain sympathy, like, oh, my story was like this. But the hero character, they never do this. Like Rama never complained, no. Like, but even though his story was actually much more tragic than Karna's, when you really look at it. Like he was so ego burst. It was happening when people used to call him Sutputra. Like people used to call Krishna all sorts of things, like all sorts of things. Like if he started taking offense in all of that, then there would be no God basically, because that's not how you act. That's not dharma. A lot of people do this. They make excuses for their karma. No, no, no. I did this because I had no choice. Okay, you had no choice. I had this because this guy did this to me. See, that's what enlightened people break, this myth of excuses. Like when you see the life story of Jesus, he breaks this myth only. Like I did this because I had no choice. But Jesus is like, no, no, I will be like this only, whatever you do. So they finally killed him, but he was still like, okay, like, Father, like, please, like, forgive these people. So they don't make excuses that somehow they get an excuse to be a bad person. No, they are always good people until the end. Till the end, they are only caring about like how to bring back light in this world. While the other people who make all sort of excuses, they're like, oh, you, like, oh, I cannot do spirituality because I am from like this family. I have to work. I have to do this, and bro, you are just making excuses for indulging in samsara. If you want to indulge, please indulge with full heart. Please indulge that. Yes, I want to do bhog. I want to be a bhogi. That is fine. But don't just make it excuse, like, oh, that's why I am not like doing right way or all of this. Shiva. There is no excuse to not know the absolute truth of life. Like, what excuse is there for you to live in illusion? Like, at least take responsibility, that uh, I am a downward driven person only. I have like Rakshas pravartis, so I want to be indulgent in all of these things and not detached. I want to be attached. That is fine. Like people are wearing masks. Like if you this is actually very right what I calculated. Like most of the people who grew big on a very big scale in the name of spirituality were like fake babas. Like whether it is Gandhi or like Muhammad or Osho, because they attracted the ego, because the ego didn't need it to dissolve in their way of living. The ego can do whatever they want, but it will just wear a garb of spirituality. Like, do you even understand what is the meaning of dissolving yourself? Dissolving yourself is like literally dissolving yourself. It's like killing yourself again and again and again and again. Do you know how many times I have killed myself? Like, every time it starts building, Shiva is like, okay, now change yourself. We will do it this way. Then I just do it. I just obey, like, okay, boss, whatever you say. At that moment, it dies, like the self dies again. Like I was so regular with the practices like Sadhguru taught me. And then he was like, now stop doing it. I have mastered like doing it in a proper routine manner. And I kind of like started enjoying it. And then he's like, okay, don't do it. We're like, wow, so much effort I put in like making a samskar habit out of it. And now we're like, don't. And that identity you need to crush. And then again you need to crush the identity. Then again the identity you will need to crush. Like people don't understand what spirituality means. Like they just like finally you have to come to the conclusion of that only that you are nothing. That you literally are nothing. So many times it happens, no? My journey, if you see, you will go crazy. Like, how many times I have killed my ego. You guys cannot even do it one time. There should be only you and God left in your world. Nothing else and nobody else. I will, I was studying this also, no? That's why I'm saying, no, I will give like proper mathematics of it in some time. Like we will connect all, in all of the ways we will connect it. So, like Shiva Shakti, the basic separation from one into two. That is I am. Before I am, that you cannot even say. Like, because it's like you cannot say anything. So, at the level of the consciousness of Shiva Shakti, you say, I am. Then you come one level down. Then you say, I am this. Then you develop knowledge. Now, what is knowledge? Knowledge is saying, I am this, this am I, or this I am. Like to inversely verify it. And these are actually the basic exams of mathematics. Like mathematics in the basic exams or the assumptions that they make are these only. Anything that you can inversely prove, or what they call it, like homomorphic like projection. Project, right? I don't know the right word. That is the word. Basically, from the function A to B, the relation is there, and then from B to A also there is a relation, like back relation. So that is the same as saying like I am this and this I am, or this am I. Subject to object and then object to subject back. I'm not going to leave any place for people to run. No. No. What excuse will you make now to not come and touch my feet? What excuse will you make? Do you have like? Is there any living human being who is equal in consciousness as me? Why am I not the most celebrated person on the earth? Because the celebrity you are celebrating, they only know dance and some kind of acting. I know everything. But people won't accept it like this only, So that's why we'll use other way also. So we will make them bow down. We will make them show like who is the creator. But very few will do it out of compassion or out of surrender. Most of them we have to like put like catch their neck and like put it like this, like okay, who do you think you are? You show them their like level, their okat. I go, that's how this world is right now. What can we do? The creation has started thinking that it is like better than the creator. Like Brahma's design is like sometimes I feel like it's flawed, man. Like why do you even allow this possibility to happen? Like, but then it will be a very boring game also. Like then it will be like, how would you come and show your power that you are the creator? It will be like very boring. Like. All of this like symmetry, asymmetry is like this only. Symmetry means this only, like saying like the one, the relationship of x with y is same as the relationship of y with x. Now when you say relationship, a lot of people you can interpret it in a psychological manner also. But in mathematics you can write it in a very symbolic like abstract form, which they have done, like so that is symmetry. How you define symmetry? They literally call it relation, no? Relations and functions. The set theory. I think most of the people have just like crammed mathematics without even really thinking like what they are teaching. Like blind followers. Now this is what we call blind followers of a faith, of science. And the same guy will question like proper like religious people. What is the proof? Like, do you ever know like how a proof is given in mathematics? Do you know the structure like science uses to prove something? Stupidity is at like peak. Stupidity is rewarded. The more stupid you are, this world will reward you more. So look at all these stupid YouTubers getting famous, no? By showing childish behavior, they are actually getting more famous, especially these gamers. So you are making basically children your role model now. So how will your consciousness will be like that only? It's a completely devolving consciousness. There is no other way basically. Destruction is inevitable. Like Like, who is that Mr. Beast? Like, what does he do? Like, it's like people are used to what stupidity nowadays. Like, crazy. But I've realized that it's not like it's happening in isolation. Like, most of the humans are actually involved in it. Most of the humans actually want it to happen like this. They take share of themselves. Like most of the human will very easily take bribe and convert to another religion. Like I met people like this. So I told him like I am going to establish dharma. So he thought like dharma means religion. Okay, for me it was like the right way of living, the right based on the absolute truth of the world. But then he was like, oh, if you give me money, then I will convert to your religion. And we were like, wow, what the fuck are the people have come to? Like, most of these poor people who complained about politics and everything, they will be the first one to get sold for like alcohol and some gift and everything to give vote, and then they will complain like this chief minister is corrupt and everything. But that time only one bottle was enough for you to give vote to him. Now you are complaining. Excuses, no? Everyone is making excuses for their wrong behavior. And they think that nobody was watching. Or the only people who are watching is like police and the Supreme Courts or whatever courts you have created. Like stupid humans are judging God now. Like some kind of the stupid human is sitting and deciding if Ram temple can be built or not. If the temple of God can be built or not is decided by a lowly human being. Like, what kind of stupidity is this? Like, or like if the temple of Mahadev, like Gyanvapi, like the destruction of the world, his temple, like low guy who is actually coming to law because of obviously his family. Most of these judges are like family people only. Either their parents were chief justice or someone or a high court justice or like this, because all of this nepotism happens in like there's much more nepotism in judiciary than in Bollywood ever. Most of it is nepotism only. Like because there is no selection procedure, no. They select among themselves only. So it's all an internal game. Now that guy is giving judgment. No, 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 no. Gyanmapi cannot be built because I have read law. I have read these 5 books, and now I will decide God's fate. Now I will decide like where like Shiva will live or where he will not live. Oh, like wow, wow, very nice. Very nice. Your karma, we will see. We will see your karma sheet. Because you don't understand, no? Because all of you are like, even like, I cannot even say, animals are actually much more conscious. Like, so many dogs, they see my energy and they say, like, okay, boy, you are it. But humans are like so stupid. They see and they're like egoistic. Ah. Like, yeah, we will show you. Don't worry. We will settle everyone's score, no? What kind of stuff you have done in the past? See, either you don't consider Mahadev to be God of gods, or you don't really consider that he is there. Okay, he is there, living entity. May not be in physical, but it is a living entity, living being. Or you are just egoistic, stupid. To even take the case to the court. Just go and destroy the masjid, done. Like, done. If you really believe that Mahadev, you are a bhakt of Mahadev, and Mahadev will protect you, and he is really there, and your bhakti is pure, then what is stopping you? Because you are not real bhakt, no? The real bhakt will do everything for his God. Because you are thinking that the court has more power than Mahadev. Right? That's how you are calculating it, no? If I take this action, then this will happen to me. It will arrest me and everything. Because you don't really believe in the power of the God. So you just read the stories of like all of these enlightened saints and the miracles that happened to them, but you have no actual like implementation in your life. Like how Tulsidas was like, put in jail, and then he just kept praying. That's the time he wrote Hanuman Chalisa. And because of the Hanuman Chalisa, like all the monkeys in the neighborhood came, and the king has to release him. So you don't believe in the power of the God, no, really. Because otherwise you will be like this only. Like you do what is right, and then leave everything to the God. Like Mirabai only, like poison turned like Amrit for her. Because she believed. Draupadi also, like she totally believed, like, okay, Krishna will come and save me. So Krishna came and saved her. But because you guys don't really believe, like, there is no, you just say Har Har Mahadev. You don't really believe in like that Mahadev is Mahakal. You read this story like when there's like a child devotee and Yamaraj comes for him, but he is praying for Shiva. So Shiva comes and says, okay, the rules of Brahma doesn't apply here, okay? This guy is praying to me. You break your system. No system applied here. And he literally says that, like, that niyati, or like the way it is supposed to happen, it doesn't apply when it comes to me. Because it happens in Kal and I am Mahakal. It happens in time and I am beyond time. So if you had really believed that, then you would have fought for him, fought for like all the Jyotirlings, fought for the temples in the Banaras with a very different attitude. But most of the people, they don't want to put their own like Maya and enjoyment of the world in danger, no. They were like, no. What if this happens, that I won't be able to enjoy my life? What if this happens to me or that happens to me? Because they want to enjoy the samsara. I will put some light. Here's some light. Mahadev Bhole Shambhuva Mahadev. Let's bring Kali. She will tell you more stuff. She is very direct though. Pa doesn't entertain any bullshit. I still play diplomatically sometimes. Like Krishna has told very clearly, someone who even dies in the path of the dharma goes to a like better loka or better life. And that is how the science of this universe works. That's what he told Arjuna again and again, like fight for dharma. Even Draupadi he told that, like don't get into this victim complex, which this Karna was in. Like don't fall like if something bad will happen to you and then you are some kind of victim for, and then you can allow to do bad stuff and all of this. He clarifies that no, that use this that has happened to you to fight for a bigger cause. Use it to fight for all women in this world. Use it to fight for like the righteousness in the world. Namaskaram Sindhuji. How are you? Because when you do that, then you own your life, you take responsibility of your life, and not take it as an excuse for you fallen in guilt or fallen in like, making excuse and then do the same thing to other people, which most of the people do. So they're like, okay, this happened to me, so now I have the right to do the same thing to other people. You will heal, it's fine. Like if you really connect with Devi, I am releasing a lot of energy, Devi energy these days. In coming days it will be like more and more actually. So the only thing required is your intention. Like if your intention is right in these times, you can grow very fast spiritually. It's only dependent on you, like you want to do it or not. Most of the people, they become comfortable in their cages also. They're like, oh, it's a nice cage. Why even leave? Like, let's enjoy the cage only. So then nothing can be done for those people. Like, but because they are not just some alone entity, they are part of a bigger human consciousness. Then they are part of a bigger like Earth family consciousness. So that set score we will need to settle like. Like you like your case, that is fine. But you liking your case is affecting like everything else around you also, which is not fine. But like this empathy is different, no? Empathy is very different. The true empathy can only comes from a balanced point of view. Before reaching the balanced point of view, or before reaching enlightenment, if you say that you have empathy, that actually just comes out of your the relation between the ego and morality, or I'm a good person complex. You don't even know good and bad. So don't get stuck in like, just work on yourself. Just focus on yourself. How can I make myself better? Like Hitler was also thought, no, he has empathy. he was like doing right things. Mao also thought he had empathy. He is doing the right things. He's doing it out of empathy. Stalin also said it. Like so many people have done so many stuff in this world. Anyways, now it will be like it's like the climax time only. So soon it will be choiceless. No, it won't be your choice whether you have to heal or not. Either you do it or if you don't do it, then basically your score will be done. Like, okay, what have you done till now? This score done. Like, okay, next life. Judgment time. Like, it's the test time. Like, studying time is over. Exam time is now here. See, this is also I have heard. I was thinking about this. Basically, now a lot of women are actually in the excuse zone. See, all the enlightened people suffer. Do you think Buddha did not suffer? Like, there is no excuse for not going after the truth. Even whatever happens. Like, Mira also suffered. No, her husband tried to kill her. Like, so there is no excuse for not going for the right thing. In any sense. A lot of women make these excuses, no? See, if you really want to know the truth, then even whatever the society is, you will go through all of it and use it. Use it to actually, because spirituality is what, like killing your ego only. And in this world, the women's ego can be very easily killed because everyone will kill her. It's like anti-female world. So if you really want to be spiritual, your ego, the world will crush very fast. Like, that is dissolving of the self. That is what enlightenment is. That is what spirituality is. That's what I'm saying, no? Like, don't get attached to this body, which is, or the soul, which is right now in this form, and then use it as an excuse, like, of somehow, like, not connecting to God. Like, oh, no, I have a female form, it's very hard to do sadhana. Like, okay, yeah. Do you think, like, for anybody who has attained enlightenment, it was easy? Like, for anybody, like, look at the story of Mahavir Jain, like the snakes were biting him and so many stuff happened to him when he was doing sadhana. But only those people like reach it who don't make excuses. Who don't make excuses like, oh, I didn't get this, that's why I'm not doing it. And you are not actually doing it, then you don't have the thirst for it. Then you don't value that knowledge as the highest knowledge. You value something as the highest. Then see, these women will be everywhere, no? Like, these entities you cannot control. But you use it, no? So, abusive movement around you will actually, like, help you in letting go of women ego very fast. Because then you realize that it's not about female or male. Both have the equal potential to be evil. It's not about forms. So there only your form ego is cut. Done. Use it. Like, that's how I am doing. No, for me it's like every time the people, they try to appear too smart in front of me. Like, they try to manipulate me, con me, or that kills my ego. And the moment the ego is killed, I become stronger. Because that moment the ego is killed, that your consciousness rises more. You are more closer to Shiva now. So I invite people, like, yeah. Please kill my ego. Please show me that I am worthless. Because when I see, like, this area I am lacking, that means the next time I am going to master it. See, that's right. For the world, there is no place to run now. They can only kill my ego, but every time they kill my ego, it will make me stronger. Because this strength is not the strength of samsara, no. This strength is the real strength of the God. Every time you kill yourself, or every time you have to kill yourself, like there's a conception of you which is like getting not accepted by the world. And then there were people you trusted, and now they are like speaking against you only. So your ego will be crushed. Like, who are you thinking you are? Oh my God. Actually, there is nobody you can trust. Actually, there was nothing. So finally, you come back to Shiva only. You're like, okay, Shiva is only there. That is the only truth. That is the only truth. And every time it happens, you get more and more closer to it. Every time your relative will hurt you, everyone will hurt you, then only you will realize, no, like Draupadi, like, why Krishna is the only savior. However powerful Arjuna is, however powerful all of these guys sitting Bhishma, Bhishma, this way, they're like, no, 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 no. God will only come for to save you. The truth will only be there for you for saving you. None of this like stupid human relations, they actually will come. A lot of women make this excuse, you know. So I was seeing this trend, no. Like I have like almost so many people have come to me and talked about spirituality and everything, but no women have come to me. Like, okay, your choice. You don't want to be with God, then it's your choice only. Because all of them have this kind of attitude, like somehow I have to go to them. Like, why? I would need you, like. And that is the basic ego syndrome of being in female form. Because of the most of the women, they get attention just by being women. Just by being in a female form, they naturally get attention. They start thinking that, oh, it's natural for us. We don't need to give attention. Attention will come to us only. That which is ego game only. That's the difference, no? That's how you see Radha only, no? Like Radha was a complete surrender. So like, okay, you are God only. You do whatever you want. But that attitude is not there. Like they only pretend to be like that because most of them, they want to maintain their body consciousness. They are attached to the bodies. Like most of these gopis, like they are marrying some other guy and dancing with him. Bro, like being a gopi means you dance with Krishna only. You don't dance with other people. Like that is the point, that you love Krishna. Like Krishna is your husband, like Mira. Mira had a husband only, no, but she said, like, no, Krishna is my husband. It should be like this, but you are doing it in opposite way. That is not spirituality. That is just pretending or fulfilling your own desires and then naming it spirituality. Like if you wanted to start a family and do all of this, then why come in this way? Like, or why come in this way using like Vrindavan and like that pathway? Krishna, you can like pray in other forms also. Yes, this is what I have learned. Like just by giving birth, you cannot become a mother. Like this realization has come to me, like it was very hard to realize that I am actually Devi. I don't need to find Devi outside. I am both Shiva and Shakti. I am both like Mahadev and Devi. And that released me from a lot of karma, like and lot of like attitude which like females have these days. Like Because then I realized that they are actually not Devis. I am the Devi. They are some soul. They are in a female form, but that doesn't make them Devi. Just by being in a female form. Devi is someone who behaves like a mother to the world. So I'm one who behaves like a mother to the world. Like, okay, this entire world is mine, I have to take care of everyone and all of that. But you are obviously not doing it, no? Yeah, Akka Madhavi, that's what I'm saying, no? Now, that is devotion, no? That is real unattachment to the body. Like, okay, this body, even though it's an attractive female body, it's fine. I give it up. Done. But most of the people are so attached, basically. They can never do it. Even Parvati did the same thing. Like she did a lot of sadhana, like in naked also. Because for female, this body attachment is very hard to break. Like you can find like Naga male sadhus, but you will never find like Naga female sadhus. Not maybe very rare, like Akka Mahadevi or some like that. Like Kali was always naked only, no? So where do we see real Kalis like these days? Because she has no attachment to the body. Like, okay, this is me. If you come and do bullshit, I will just kill you. I love her. No nonsense, Devi. That's why we are like good friends. So many women have ego of motherhood. They think like just by being a mother, like they have received this right over mamta and all of this. Like, but if you really look at it, like now let us look at Mahabharata, no, the story. Okay, look at the story of Kunti. So she abandons her child out of what fear? Out of the fear that people will misunderstand her. And basically, she had given birth using a mantra. Okay, it's a Siddha mantra. So she used the mantra. So she had a child. Now, why was she afraid to accept this reality and tell it to the world that I had this mantra, I use the mantra, that I have a child now? But she was like, okay, no, 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 these guys will think that I had sex before marriage and then my entire life will be ruined. So let me sacrifice this child. So is she a real mother? Like tell me. Like people say no, like माँ तो माँ ही होती है. भाई वो भी तो माँ ही थी जिसने अपनी ईगो को बचाने के लिए, अपने फ्यूचर को बचाने के लिए उस चाइल्ड को सेक्रीफाइस कर दिया. Like and this happens all the time. Like all the time it happens. But still people are living in this illusive like statements. माँ तो माँ ही होती है. भाई माँ माँ नहीं होती है. माँ को माँ बनना पड़ता है. माँ को माँ एक्ट करना पड़ता है. Sigmund Freud, that is psychologically is there, but here we are talking about more spiritually. Like, see, the basic fundamental of feminine is unconditional love. When you go to Ganga, Ganga doesn't say, like, okay, this child I will take, this child of mine I will not take. When you go to Earth, Earth doesn't differentiate. That is real motherhood. That is real femininity. Which mother has that femininity these days? Like, That's what I realized, no, like actually in reality they are just using the form to trick you. In reality, like I am actually the most feminine consciousness on this planet, even more feminine than the female forms. There is no excuse for spirituality or truth. There's literally no excuse. Obviously, there will be hardship. That is the part of the game. Because that will dissolve your ego, that will kick yourself like again and again. It will break your concept you have created about yourself, the identities you have created about yourself. See, that is the deep understanding, when Ganga killed her own sons. So even that's another way of looking at it, no? So you have to understand who are Devtas. So Ganga is the Devi, no? Who are the Devtas? Who are the Rishis? Who is Brahma? And who are Vishnu and Shiva? So even Devata fall for things all the time. Even so many times like Indra has committed like stuff in Vasana. So even after being a Devata in Indralok, he falls for these things. But then his consciousness falls. So he will be removed from that lok and he will put in somewhere else. Someone else who has done good, like positive work, who has good punya, then that person will upgrade to be next Indra. You have to get this thing, no? That other than Shiva, there is nothing which is truth. Other than Shiva, there is nothing is there. All the other consciousness which are other than him, like even all of these Sapt Rishis, in so many Rishis, they also fall like like so many of them get arrogant and then they like this guy who kicks like Vishnu in the chest, like, hey bro, like who do you think you are? Like but because they also get arrogance, the ego is not completely removed. So enlightenment, even after, it's like a continuous game until you dissolve it completely, until you completely become nothing, which is very hard, like for most of them. Yeah, Kunti also, like, she was not. Obviously, see, that time siddhis can be attained using the right method. So obviously, she has done some good work because that's only she received this mantra, no? Like, how will you receive the siddh mantra if you have not done some work spiritually? Obviously, you have done some work spiritually. But again, it's not. You cannot stop unless you completely reach the state of nothingness. Unless you are completely cleared the game, you cannot stop. Because any place you stop, that has the ability to bring you back. Like even, see, that's what I was telling you, no, even Brahma gets ego. Even Brahma's ego was needed to be killed so many times. And Brahma is like the creator of the universe. He's like the highest consciousness in this universe. Like Satyalok. So if you the consciousness like keep doing like upgrading spiritually, keep going up and up, and then finally you reach Brahmalok. You become Brahma. You have the potential to create a universe. But even that guy falls like in ego trap. So that's why I say, other than Shiva, you cannot like have anyone because all of them are identities. And by Shiva, I means like that which is not like nothingness, no identity. So you don't even say I am Shiva in a way, but because we have to use some word, so like you are and you are not. That is the state you live in. See, Brahma didn't accept this fact only, no, that Shiva is the highest. Vishnu still kind of like played in like equal position. He was like, okay, I don't know. But Brahma realized that he doesn't know, but he tried to lie. Then you will be shown your place, no? Like so many times it has happened, no? Even in Krishna's story, like that Brahma comes and then he's like, okay, I am the creator. And then Krishna is like, oh, wait. See, there are many of you, okay? You are just like four-headed, like there are thousand-headed Brahmas also. What arrogance do you have? Like Brahma's arrogance has been killed so many times, like so many times. Like Shiva cut one head only, like that is the entire story of like Kal Bhairav and like Kashi Kotwal. Because attachment to anything, like it's like it will drag you in Maya only. You cannot be arrogant about anything in this world. You have to like put down your head, say like, okay, I don't know. I am not, you are. That feeling you have to live like I am nothing and you are everything. If that bhakti bhava is not there, then you will get stuck only like in this world. Because scientifically also it happens, no? Every moment, even this next moment, I don't know. I can die. This next moment. I have said so many things. We will do this, we will do this. But I don't know. The next moment also I can die. Done. So you have to like live in that. You have to live with that reality, like every moment, with that in your like that as your like in right hand, like because that is the only way to completely be in present. Otherwise, you again will start going into past and future. If only this realization, if you keep with yourself, that even the next moment is not guaranteed. You don't know what is going to happen in the next moment, and you cannot control it fully. That realization, when it comes, then only you will say, you will do whatever you can do in this moment, but kind of break its connection with the, like expectations of future and everything. So that's the way to live dharmic life. Like that is the way like avatars lived. Like that's how they were able to do everything in the world, fight wars, but still stay in present. That's why most of them worship Shiva only, because Shiva anchors that. Shiva anchors that. Like, okay, it's like you are doing it, but you don't really know. No, real karma yoga is won't create ego, no. Real karma yoga is that only. Like living life this way and working. That is real karma. Like I am actually making the entire plan of 5 years. But I also keep this also in my mind. Then in the next moment everything can just wash away. Done. And that is also fine with me. Yes, karma in present moment is living. So that's what Krishna tells Arjuna. Like, bro, like you put your entire consciousness in the present moment and just focus on like putting this arrow in this bow and like firing it. Don't think about winning and losing and don't think about all of that stuff. Because all of that will kind of take you to future or past, which will reduce your like awareness in the present. All you can do is put your 100% in the present, give your best. That's all you can do. And that is karma yoga. Realizing respect only. Like all I can do is like be myself right now. I don't know about next moment. And that is the truth. I don't know about the next moment. So whole your ego will dissolve and everything you will be okay. Nothing else is there. Like I interacted with some sadhus, they call it like they asked me some question like I was like actually nothing is happening in this world. The entire world is illusion. In reality, like nothing is happening. And they call like okay, this is like Samshan Vairagya. I feel it like this kind of like death relationship. You have to keep all the time with yourself. That your story can end at any point. The next moment your story can end. And if in that moment you had like what do you call like pending feelings, pending desires, then means that you are stuck only. So every moment you have to remember it, so that even if that comes now, I remember Shiva, so I go straight to Shiva. Because if you die in a state of that's what they call gati, no? Like इसकी दुर्गति हो गई, इसकी सदगति हो गई, और किस गति में तुम मरे हो उसके हिसाब से तुमको दूसरा जन्म मिलेगा. Like that is just a way of saying like in which way your energy were trying to go when you died. So that will make you take birth again. So to be like really be mukt or like free, or free of this samsaric circle of living again and again, again and again, again and again, living and dying, living and dying, living and dying. Like for that you always have to remember Shiva every moment. It is, but this is the only way of living if you really look at it. Because you really don't know. Like right now we are discussing. I don't know if next moment your life is over. You don't know next moment my life is over. So see, this is what mistake people do. No, they think like they take things for granted. Like this happens so many times with gurus. They think, and suddenly when the guru dies, everyone is like in a shock. Because they had the entire plan, 30 years sadhana, we will do this, we will do that. Suddenly the guy is not there. Because they were just like making excuses in spirituality and pending things so that they don't need to kill their ego right now and taking the guru for granted. This is the only way of living. I'm telling you, Sidhu, this is the only way of living. Living means like really living. Because this is the only way you are actually experiencing the present as present. Otherwise, half the time you are living in imagination or fiction. Fiction of your own world you are living. You are not living the life which is like you have been given. Like this particular body, this particular birth in this particular place, and this particular kind of traits that you have. You are not living it. If you say you are living, then this is the only way. Like, who knows if there is a tomorrow? Really? Do you really know like tomorrow sun will rise actually? What if something happens in the universe? Like, do we really can say like, okay, because in the mind we have created this certainty, like this is how life will go. But in reality, there is no certainty of anything. Like dinosaurs must be very certain about their life until some meteorite came and then they were done, wiped off the planet. So why do you, like human species, think that it cannot happen to them? But the ego only makes it believe like that, no? It like puts the projection of certainty and control, which is not there. Nothing is in your control, really. You can only do like whatever you can do best in this moment. Like you can say, okay, this I can do best right now. This is my best action in response to the this way of universe. And then you do that. That's only you can do. This is the trap of Kali Purush, no? The time trap, like to bind people in time, to make it appear like there is a tomorrow, to make it appear like, oh, there are like years to come, and suddenly the person like dies, like this, and then you're like, huh? But most of the people, they see this, and for some time it will like affect them, and then they will again forget. That can come anytime. Then this life is like very momentary and like a very fickle. Anything that you make it like so sure and certain, it's not there in anything. You make plan with your husband. What if next day your husband dies? Like, like this is the real truth. And if you hold this close to you, then it becomes easy to for you to live in present. Like always, like in whatever state you are, maybe something bad is happening, but still you're like, okay, what if this is the last emotion I have felt? So at least let me feel it like completely. Maybe I will like miss this emotion also, like maybe. Or if you are feeling happiness, that also you are like, okay, if this is the last moment, that also is fine. And if some, like, let's say your story has a like a tragedy ending, that is also fine. If your story has a like a comedy ending, that is also fine. If your story has a like a warrior ending, that is also fine. Any moment, in any way you are dying, and till now, whatever has happened, you have accepted the story completely. So you're like, okay, this is my story. Good, bad, I don't know. But this is my story. This has happened to me in this life. And if the story ends here, still it will be my story only. And there is nothing to judge here. I did best I could do in every situation. That's it. No regrets you have in your life. And your mind won't move in past and future. In past, the mind goes because it thinks something wrong with the past story. Something wrong with the, or there is a fear like something bad has happened and that can happen again in the future. So you go stay in the past. You keep lamenting, like that girl has break up, and then for 1 year you stay in that memory only, like, oh, I had so much about her, I wanted to live with her. And basically, like, it has happened, this thing has happened, and like for 1 year you will keep living in its like imagination of it. This is like, really, when you look at it, it's like you created a video, you have gone to a place, there is experience, you recorded the experience, and then the next 1 year you are only like just watching that experience only, the recorded experience. And instead of like taking more live experiences, so you are living in past only, you are living, but in living in past means what? Like living in mental, you are living your mental memories, your past data, you are just recycling, and like, okay. In future the mind goes because it doesn't accept whatever you are right now as a complete being. So it doesn't accept that this can be a good ending or this can be the ending of the story. So it wants to become something else, it wants to become something else, so that that ending will be a better ending. When I end my story like this, then it will be a good ending. So I have to like become a manager or CEO of a billionaire company, and that is like a 30-year projection you put in your mind, because you think that you will only be complete, or you will only be a complete human being, or you have lived life completely only if you do that. But if before that the story ends, then what? Like, so all of that pending vasanas will go with you. So you will take another birth, and then you will be like, okay, let's do in this birth, but in this birth also you will not do, so you will be taking another birth. Round and round you keep going. Shiva, one time Shiva got angry, like he saw this, he was like, asked Brahma, like, why did you create mind? Like, this is all the problem of the humanity. Why did you create it? Brahma is like, I only created mind. I never told people like, okay, keep living in the memories, like, or imagination. That is their choice. Like, I created it like as possibility. Like, okay, you can look back at your past data also, and maybe select a better course of action. I didn't tell them. Like, you keep living in your illusions only, delusions only all the time. No, this is a real story. Like, this is a conversation between like Shiva and Brahma. Like, Shiva is very angry. Like, why did you create mind? Why did you create one, basically? So mind is not the problem. Like, in reality, when you look at it, like, it's a tool which is created, like, through which your past data also you can see. Okay, this is the past data. This has happened till now. Till now in my story, these so many seasons has happened. These are the episodes that has happened. And then you can plan for future also. Okay, in future what can happen, how should I take my action, that's it. But when you get attached, or then you are like there's some episode you happened in your life in season 2, and that episode you are like, okay, I remove this episode from my life. But it has happened, so it cannot be removed. But like, it's stupidity to even think like you can remove it. But most of the people live like this only. They're like, no, this life incident I cannot accept that it has happened with me. So it has happened. Whether you accept it or not, it doesn't change it. It's a very basic understanding, like. But most people, they don't want to do it only. Understanding wise is a very direct knowledge. But what people like, they make excuses, no? So they make excuses so that they can indulge in Maya and run away from the truth. But you cannot run now. Like Brahma created a game. For he created a species, like human species, for the game to be played in a certain way. But then people don't even remember the game or anything. Like, what game are you in? The soul doesn't remember anything. It's like completely bound by ego. It's doing its own thing, destroying everything, destroying the world Brahma created only. Like, so much work this guy has done, man. Like, it's crafting, like, okay, this is how it should be. If you really read, no, there's like very interesting way. Like, so earlier, like when he created, but he didn't create like sound. So then Vishnu was like, okay, your universe is fine, but it doesn't have like a swar in it. Swar that we call like that Sanskrit, no, that is the base of like vowels, and vowels are generally the base of most of the languages. So it's like it doesn't have swar in it. So it's generally like, okay, let's add the swar, like. Then like they make like Saraswati Devi, she produces like, okay, because she's knowledge, she knows how to produce anything. She she keeps the like knowledge Shakti, she is the knowledge Shakti, Gyan Shakti. So without the knowledge of it, you cannot do it, you cannot create it. So he has done like so much effort is created by like but humanity like completely bent on like destroying not just itself, but even the entire like kind of like forms, living forms that Brahma has created, like the diversity of it and the variety of different experiences that it contains. Like a fish experiences the world in a very different way, a bat experiences the world in a very, very different way, a river experiences the world in a very different way. Like so many different form of consciousness are created to the diversity, like a good universe, like. See, that's what grounds me, no, most of the time. So there are two type of grounding that I do. One is the grounding to Shiva. So always remember, like, this moment is the only moment. This breath is the only breath. And this breath can be the last breath. This breath is the only breath I have which I can take. I don't know if the next breath will come or not. And the other side grounding is the Shakti grounding. That you remember Devi. This is like, okay, so you are playing in her world and she has given birth to you. So trust her, like she will take care. And if you literally see this is like grounding in consciousness and then grounding in your actions. Like one downward side grinding and one like upward side grounding. Like if you hold both of these ends together, then you will be completely stable. But for me, I told Shakti only, see, I will ground in you when I act in the world, but if I die that time, please take me to Shiva only, okay? That's how you look at it, no? Basically, it's my way of looking at it when you see it. The way I understood it, the way I practice it every moment so that I live every moment and follow like the dharma or the right path. So to follow it, you need Shakti. Shakti means like you need the courage, right? So who will give that? Shakti only will give, no, the Devi will only give. But for that, you need to trust the Devi, which is sometimes it gets hard also because it's like completely unfiltered expression. So sometimes you have to be like proper, like in an angry situation and express it like, yes, this will not be tolerated, done. And at the same time, you have to remember, like, okay, Shiva is there, like, next moment, done. So to balance like these extreme ends of living complete life and then actually living nothing. That like at the same moment realizes that nothing is happening. To be completely involved in the happening of the world and completely being like sync in with the Shakti. To being like going like, okay, actually no moment, nothing is happening. All of this is an illusion. So that way is the only way to live like a completely dharmic life. Because then you are living your human form also, completely. Like in this body that I have come as a soul, and like it's a certain way of experiencing the world, it is certain like emotions. So I am living all of that. I'm completing the syllabus of this form. Okay, what is this form can experience? Or this form can experience this emotion. Or this form can experience this also. Oh, there's something like guilt also. This is how guilt feels like. Okay. Oh, there's something like anger also. This is how anger feels like. Okay. This is all like different ways of this body or this machine can behave. So you explore that. But for full exploration, you will need to be like, in some sense, courageous. And then at the same time, you realize that you are actually like a consciousness. And all of this body and this form and like this thinking that you are living in a human body, all of that is also illusion. So from this end of the consciousness to this end of the consciousness, like when we really look at it, it's like physical consciousness in which the time moves in according to like planetary moments. So in that your age will be like 34. But when you go to the mental consciousness, your mental consciousness is actually very old. Or time can actually go up and down in your mental consciousness. It's not the same time anymore. When you're in dreams, it can feel like you have lived years. The time changes. So similarly, when you go up and up in consciousness, then your time will keep stretching and finally it will like break only. What else? So we're clearing a lot of like current affairs stuff, no? I was talking. So this only basically I managed to put the exact story in its rightful place. So you remember, right now you are in a physical. Physical means space. Space means you are in a story of countries and earth and sun, all of this. So then you go to your mental consciousness. Then you remember, okay, what are you doing? You are transitioning. You're transitioning from a consciousness of space, and when you're in a dream state, the space actually disappears. Like you don't remember the things around you, right? That time. There is no feeling of space only. So this geographic or physical will disappear. But the time is there. Now time will behave differently in that space. But it is still there. So you put everything in its rightful place. Okay. So right now, like I am playing more in the mental realm, like making this video and everything. Because thoughts and expression of thoughts is mental realm only. I'm not really involved in the physical identity right now so much. So you understand, okay, right now I'm in a physical identity, the physical consciousness, and this is what I'm doing, and this is what I'm playing. Now I am in a mental consciousness, and this is what is happening. And now I am like a no consciousness, or like pure consciousness, and this is what is happening there. And if you make a balance, then you can move between these states like smoothly. This is what the main work that I did, like all the human, they get confused between these only. Like most of the time spent on some social media app is actually living in mental consciousness, means actually living in a dream state. It's like some story is happening on this device. It's like reading fiction only, no? It's like when you read a book and go to the book world. What is that world? Like, that world is not there, no? That world is in your mind. Similarly, it happens when you watch a video. But there is a physical world. So, there is a physical world, like there is a mental world, energetic world, and then no world. This I realize, no, like most of the biggest problem, like what we call Kali police is like that only, like trapping people in the mental realm. So by trapping them in the mental realm, they have lost completely connection with the physical. So you have no awareness what you are doing with your rivers. You have no awareness what you are doing with the soil. You have no awareness because you are only living in your thought world. You don't see what you are doing in the physical. You don't even see the physical world anymore. Like so many people, like in Japan, they just stay inside on computers, and like the physical world is completely disconnected. Only in mental they are living. In stories. Like hallucination, no? Living in hallucinations, like, or living in dreams, and the thinking that you are actually living. Okay, I think we have talked a lot. Most of the big issues I have cleared. Go back to Shiva. Very tired today. I did a lot of like Gyan Yoga stuff now. Crazy stuff I did today. I will show you guys some. I was doing this one, like analyzing like forms, visual forms, Like the first form is like the dot. Then there's like one dot. So then if there's a two dots, then that gives the possibility of creating a line. If there are three dots, that gives you the possibility of creating a triangle. But I realize that calling it triangle is also wrong. You should call it like with dots. Don't calling it by angles means what is a biangle then? Like a triangle is something, but what is a biangle? There is nothing like a biangle or a uniangle. So it's like it only exists in tri. Like so instead of calling that, you call it like unidot or like duodot and like tridot. Instead of calling it triangle, you call it tri vertex or tri dots, three vertex. That is a much better way of like systematizing it. So I was doing this only, like, and then I was understanding like a lot of stuff, like even in the movement. So you can look at this like, okay, so this dot is like the ultimate truth, nothingness. Then this dot separates into two, like this is Shiva and Shakti. So the line, the first subject-object relationship. Then it becomes like three, like form. And when it becomes three, the form, then only the samsara is created. So when it becomes like a triad, Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, then only the first form is created, because triangle is the first form. First form means what? Like first closed loop. This all I did, like I was doing a lot of this mathematics like exam and everything stuff like. So the CPU is like a little heated right now. Most of the human civilization is living in mental world only. Many people binge watch Netflix. What they do? They live in the mental story. They, they are not living in the real life. They are living in some life of some fiction character, which like Captain America or like this, which has nothing to do with reality. This is exactly like Matrix, no? So in Matrix, when you see the movie, their physical bodies are actually stationary, and they kind of connect their mind signals and give the mind signals, basically show them dreams and make it appear like they are living. So in the movie Matrix, all of them think that they are living, but their physical, they are not living. Their physical body is like that. So they are trapped in the mental realm. In the mental realm, they are trapped and they are shown like these visions and they think they are living. That's exactly what human beings are doing. Oh, parents, see, anything in your life that has happened, you can use it to uplift yourself. Take it as a lesson, okay, this is how it is. Anything. It's not like subjective, like with this situation or that situation means nothing. Okay, I will go do some more work and I'll sleep. I will do some content review also. I need to do, like, see what is happening. That is slightly easier work than this mathematics, but okay. Take care. नमस्कार, हम जिंदगी